we doing on this lovely afternoon? This is a wild ass way to start this video. Have y'all seen the Skims like bush thongs? Like I'm not even kidding. And that's so funny to me. And I'm like, guys, I can grow mine for free $99. What do you mean? The way I almost thought about making one of those for my Lorax costume. You can grow one at home, babe. We don't need to be doing all that. I don't know. There's a lot of crazy things on the internet. Speaking of, hi everyone, it's Isabella here and welcome back to the channel. Today's video, you're gonna get anxious from this one. I'm sorry. I know I've made some jokes with you guys about like, you see how I frown? And I've noticed as I'm getting older, I'm 25, I noticed that I have more wrinkles, right? I noticed that I'm having more natural changes when it comes to my face. And I make the joke of like, someday I'm gonna have to get Botox because this content makes me frown so much or become more expressive. But in all seriousness though, I'm an expressive person. Many of us are, right? And as we grow and change and age, we are going to have wrinkles. That's literally a part of life. However, some people are so adamant about preventing that and getting rid of that to a point where they will do at-home beauty treatments that are very much unsafe. So let me talk to you about today's video, which is at-home DIY Botox. We are going to be talking about people who are selling Botox treatments that are unqualified and people who are doing DIY Botox treatments. I am like this sounds really bad. My chest like starts to hurt because I'm like, God, this is so rough. So we're happy today's video. Don't forget to that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel and click the bell button down below so you'll be notified of every single video I post. If you want to see me an unbearable amount, then literally follow me everywhere. And now let's quickly talk about the sponsor of today's video. So I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I do be dabbling in THC and CBD. I have been on the hunt for a brand that I can trust and that I'm comfortable with that can provide me the kind of things that I do want to try. I had a friend tell me about this exact brand and I was like, really? I went to go check it out. I fell in love. I really would love to introduce you to Vina and why I specifically love this brand. So if you guys don't know, Vina is a THC and CBD brand that has a wide variety of different products. They have drinks, tinctures, gummies, you name it. I want to talk to you guys about Lights Out. This is a high potency full spectrum product. It's a sleep gummy. For me, this is a weekend activity. If I want to go painting and sipping on some tea and then go to bed, oh my goodness. So this has 50 milligrams of CBD and each serving contains about 5 milligrams of the THC. And to me, that's perfect. That is enough. And a little bit of melatonin in here and I love them. However, some of the biggest details about Vina that I was really looking for, I have to tell you guys about. First things first, they are third-party tested twice, vegan, non-GMO, and pesticide-free. And of course, most importantly, I am able to get a multitude of things in one for this gummy, which is something that I think is absolutely worth snagging. For my viewers for this video specifically, if you guys actually want to try the Lights Out product, which is one that I literally love, all you have to do is go to the link in the description below or pin comment and you can try it for free. You just have to pay for shipping, which I think is a really good deal. So you could actually see if you really like a product like this. You have to be 21 and up to be able to get this though. Just got to make this really clear. Thank you so much, Avina, for partnering with me on today's video. And now let's get into it. Okay, so here's the deal. I want to make this clear. I am all for at-home beauty treatments. For example, I know I get a lot of compliments on my lashes. I do an at-home lash lifting tint. I literally buy one off of Amazon and I've been doing that for I think like a couple years now at this point. It's my favorite things to do. I dye my hair at home. I've done my nails at home. I mean, y'all, I just self-tanned at home. So I do at-home beauty treatments, right? I am the biggest woman for doing that. There has to be a line and a limit. And we have to have a place where we know when to stop and when desperation is kicking a little bit too hard to alter our faces. And that's where we're talking about things like beauty treatments. I know previously we actually talked about a video that was about the hyaluron pen, which I'll have a multitude of videos linked in the description below about this exact situation, where there are people who will essentially sell you services where they will give you lip filler. We've already seen the infiltration of like at-home beauty starting when it comes to people who are like severely unqualified. So for example, when we see people who are paying for services for like hyaluron pen for lip filler from someone who is not qualified to give you filler, people who are trying to get, veneers by veneer techs when these people are not orthodontists or qualified to give you any of these treatments. So we've already seen this start to happen, I think, in the past few years of people trying to get at-home beauty at more affordable prices or try and get the high-end luxury services at more of an affordable price. And so many people so desperately want to not pay the $1,000 or the couple $100s to go get it done and just get it done by someone else, or better yet, get it done on their own. So we have a bunch of videos that I want to react to and talk to you guys about when it comes to the Botox world. Again, I just want to make this clear. Mama, I'm not a Botox professional. The only talks I know are TikToks that I post at 3 a.m., okay? Like that's it. What I am good at is clocking the Stupids train heading to Stupidsville, and that's what we're talking about. Let's look at an example of at-home Botox.
I'm gonna do some tox today, some DIY Botox in my face. I'm using Rentox. I am putting 2 units in all the black dots and then 4 units each in the purple dots. And the reason it's popular is because it's supposed to kick in very fast, like 3 days, and it's supposed to last a long time. Now, if you treat your forehead, you have to treat your glabellar region. And if you treat this region, you have to treat your forehead. This is a package deal. This, on the other hand, is optional. Some aftercare instructions: be sure you don't lay down for 4 hours. Don't get hot. That includes saunas, hot baths, working out. No alcohol and no.
So this is actually a video that was posted up in 2024. So this has been going on for a little bit, but now I'm seeing a big uptick when it comes to Botox and doing it in general. So this is just an example of what this is looking like so far and what people are trying to start when it comes to at-home Botox. So if you guys do or don't know, for a little refresher, for those of you who don't want to spend the money, I'm not doing that shit right now. I'm reading this off right now. Botox is a purified form of the I'm sorry, I must apologize. I am a smart woman, but sometimes pronunciation whoops my ass. Clostridium botulinum. That's a funny word. Sorry. It's a toxin that blocks nerve signals, preventing muscles from contracting. So you know, it's like a fun little like muscle relax, like your muscles are moving. You think with something like that, some kind of product that relaxes your muscles, freezes them. You think if that goes in the wrong direction, that's gonna probably do something that you don't want it to do. Relax something that you don't want it to hit. And additionally, as we've talked about when it comes to things like lip filler, for example, if you injected it in the wrong place, you could your face royally. Like you could truly screw it forever. So this is already looking incredibly unsafe to me. And the reason why I think some of this stuff has started to pick up is because I've seen other people who are qualified to do this showing off how they do it at home, which then I think is now some people are taking this as like a green light to go do it themselves when they don't have the qualifications. So for example, we have Dr. Shermer, who is doing her own Botox right now. And it says you're an aesthetic doctor, so you can do your own Botox. But I think some people are looking at this going, oh my God, I see how she's doing it, me too. But they're not understanding that Botox is not like a one size fits all. It depends on what you need, your face, and so much more. Oh God. Okay. One thing I have to point out, people are getting way too close to their eyes when they're doing this as well. Like if we see this woman who clearly, so she's got the certifications, she knows what she's doing. She's probably willing to take on that risk of doing that. She also, again, like repeating this one more time, knows what she's doing and is qualified to do that. I think it's bonkers to do that regardless, but again, you do you. So then she's getting close to the eyes and pointing out what she's doing to adjust the eyes. People who are unqualified are going to, say it with me class, your eyes, screw them up, really, really mess it up. Sorry, I just cringe because like, okay, I hate the dentist, for example. Nothing makes me want to like jump and not for joy than going to the dentist, and the thought of putting a needle in this muscle. Oh God, I just know, like, you know the needles when you have to get a cavity filled and you get, sorry, that just made me nauseous. Okay, so we see a professional that is mapping out doing your own Botox. Some people at home are doing the exact same thing though. And if we look at all these positions of where you could put this Botox, 1, this is for her face. And 2, no regular everyday average person needs to be putting a needle in their face to do, like this is fucking crazy. Like, oh my God.
Okay, my Botox got delivered.
Not gonna lie, I'm getting a little scared, but I'm gonna try it because why the fuck not?
Here I mapped out location and units, so I had a plan of attack.
All right, here we go. Gonna give this a fucking whirl. Let's hope I don't ruin my...
Yeah, okay. I just want to let everyone know this, since this is another example of someone going in, then just big goofing it, really raw dogging this shit. You can fuck up your face. There are so many horror stories and examples that I could show of people who go to professionals even and something bad can happen. So if you can go to a professional and there is the chance of something, a whoopsies happening, because that is just, there's a risk with everything when it comes to anything medical, okay? There's always a risk, a side effect. That is an inevitable reality of just doing shit to yourself, okay? If you think there's a chance for that going to a professional, what makes you think you are better to do something like that? Because people who go to school to then be able to give you Botox at least have the training and certifications and other people around you in order to be able to make sure you're safe to the utmost ability that they have. You don't have that. You don't have that training or understanding. You don't know what to look out for. You don't know what is and isn't okay. I'm sorry, but how are we not more scared? Might I throw this out here? Health insurance is expensive in the United States, y'all. I spend a shit ton of money on health insurance for me, just me. I'm a self-employed woman, so I don't get it through like an employer. Y'all are acting like we have good health care. What are we? Stop playing with your health.
My face.
All right, here's where things get tricky. Not everything is a one-to-one transition, so you had to do some math. Hopefully, I did it right.
I'm going to just start. I did the first one.
And I'm in Struggle City right now, trying to figure this damn thing out.
Putting a needle in your face and the words figuring it out should not be in the same event or situation. That should not be happening. Holy shit.
I'm being a shaky ass bitch.
Right, once I got the hang of it, I just started trucking along, doing the forehead and making sure everything was the right depth.
How do you make sure it's the right depth? How do you, like, truly, I must know, how are you in any way able to find out and know that you're doing this safely? But like, I have to say this, okay? Getting your face done is expensive for a reason. That's like when I see people like bitch about tattoo prices, for example. Don't get me wrong, there's some people that charge outlandish amounts for a fine line tattoo, okay? But if we really think about it long term, that's something that's gonna be permanent on your body for the rest of your life. Things like Botox and lip filler, you need updates on that. But you're also paying for the quality of product, because a lot of these individuals who are actually injecting you, they have a actual access to products that are safe and regulated. So that's a bonus you're getting with paying that. You're also paying for someone who has a safe quality service. So if I'm going into a med spa downtown right now, I'm able to know that they're going to know how to properly cleanse the area, help prevent infections and so much more to make sure that I'm actually safe when this is happening. 3, they also can look at my face and tell me when I shouldn't get something. That's one thing I hate when it comes to like the at-home injectors, like the people who want to do the hyaluron pen or sell you Botox services when they're, uneducated in that subject, or when people are trying to do it themselves. These individuals who you're paying to go to, who are qualified, see tons of different faces. They have so much education behind their belt. So they're able to go, hey, actually, I don't think you need that, for example. Like, I've considered going and getting TMJ Botox because, like, I don't know if y'all know this, I grind my teeth so hard, it's not even funny. I clench my jaw, it's pretty bad. Like, I get bad headaches over that. So I've considered going in and asking about if that could be something that could help me out, because like anxiety, it happens to the best of us, but I need to go in and have somebody tell me if that's something that's going to help, because additionally, I could end up looking weird, right? So you can get Botox or filler or something and it can end up making you look odd and like uncanny valley. You know how some people you see, like they have pillow face from too much filler, or they look a little bit too like, they look like wax, right? Sometimes it's an overdone amount of filler, Botox, or bad placements. This is another way that this can happen to you. So at home beauty, like some people are complaining about the price of Botox. You're not considering the reason why you're paying that. I know it could be incredibly expensive, but wouldn't you want to pay for quality service and have the best of the best? That's what I would do. I would rather not do it myself and go to somebody who's going to make sure that I'm safe, because you might want to cheap out with Botox, but it's going to be an expensive medical bill if you go into the hospital for an infection, right? You might have to go in because you paralyze your face. That's not fucking good. I'm just saying, I'd rather pick my expressive face wrinkles over screwing my face entirely.
How do they do this one?
At this point, I'm just hoping and praying I did it right because I'm freestyling.
That's just the hardest part, is trying to see the fucking numbers. That one might not have been deep enough.
This one actually took me over a minute and a half to do.
That was a little slow. I don't know why it went so fucking slow. That was painful because it was slow.
I go with them shaky ass hands again. Jesus Christ, get it together.
Oh, I got shaky ass hands. Okay.
All right, let's see if this shit works. I'll check in 7 days.
And also, I just want to say, there are people in the comment section like, oh my God, where did you get the products? Like, where is this Botox from? And y'all, oh my God, like, get in close, okay? This is the same thing that we saw with the lip injector bandits, okay? The people who are like, I'm gonna sell y'all lip filler from who fucking knows what. You don't know who's behind that website selling you that. And this is where people are linking their fucking Botox and saying, here guys, buy it or use my code. Oh my God, I am all for an affiliate link, but Botox, guys, Botox, holy shit. What are we doing? So when you look at these Botox websites, like for example, I'm gonna pop up some like examples of websites that are selling Botox to you all. All right, it's me again. So I'm gonna show you this website that one of the individuals from the videos have discussed when it comes to Botox. And look at this, there's like $40, $72, just a bunch of random shit. Do you know how many McChickens you can buy with that money? You know what you could buy? Look, actually, you know what, fun fact, let's list off some things that you could buy instead of spending all this money on who knows what Botox, right? You could buy a vibrator, right? To really help you relax after overthinking about how bad wrinkles are, right? You could, I don't know, get an edible, buy something like that. That sounds fun. I love those. I think that's great. You could buy 2 large Domino's pizzas. That's a great decision, by the way. A new skincare routine, a pair of shoes. You could have an absolute blastic Dave & Buster's. I'm just saying the amount of things that you can do instead of wasting your money on the random weird shit on these sites and many more, you could have a blast. So please do not spend money on this stuff. I beg of you. I don't care how cheap it looks, don't buy it. This is again another thing. There's a lack of regulation. When it comes to stuff like this, you are running the chance of unregulation, but additionally, you don't 100% know what's in that. You don't know. You can't completely 100% say that a product can be sold safely to you. You could have somebody that is cheaping out who could be putting in the Botox and then combining something else. So you're getting a less effective item. What if there's a reaction with the 2 things that are put in together that can hurt you? Like there's many ways that could go incredibly south for you and you don't even realize it. Like I'm just saying, if y'all don't think a company can't be unethical and try and cheap out, like there's a reason why you want to go to a regulated facility who has access to products that are, say it with me again, class, regulated. There is nothing wrong with doing that. I just do not fathom how we want to like, here's where I got this from. Girl, so what? We're buying it off of fucking AliExpress now? We're buying it off of a random website? And you think that's a good idea? We have such a magnificent cocktail of what the going on. First of all, in the martini glass of chaos, we have unregulated Botox, needles, superb, love that. Then we have lack of education when it comes to face mapping and really knowing how to do it. Then we have the running chance of infections. Then we have the running risks and chances that are probably 10 times higher now because you're injecting your face, therefore you could paralyze it. The list goes on and on. How is that worth saving couple $100?
Let's do a little tox touch-up. So we're going to hit these points with about 2 units each. We're going to avoid these areas and also this line of conversion. We're not going to go below that. I have some Botulinex, which I need.
Another thing I need to point out here, if you cannot afford to go to a good place to get Botox, then you should not be doing this, period. There are some limits that we have to know, okay? We have to not do it. If you cannot go and afford the medical bill, if you it up that badly, you should not be going and doing it DIY. Like I'm just being real. And also encouraging people to just do this. And here's, fuck me.
Need to use up. We've already reconstituted it. And I got this from cellmade.co. Michelle 15 will save you some money. Disclaimer, I am not a professional. I am not telling you to do this. Sharing with you my journey and how I do my own DIY tox at home. If you choose to do this, do your research. I drew up the rest, which was about 40 units. This is the Proceris, and we go pretty deep on this one. I'm going to put about 2 units in each spot here in the corrugators and also on the other side. Give myself a slight brow lift here and on the other side. Halfway there. We'll do about 2 units in each of the spots here on the forehead
How is no one scared? I am literally such a bitch. I would be so terrified of this. I just want to put this out here for any of you who have considered getting Botox, or there is nothing wrong with it, by the way. I have no issue if you want to get that stuff done. I actually think that's great. More than likely, there's going to be a time and place for someday when I get older, I'm going to consider doing that. Okay? That's just what I'm going to be real with you. But I also want to make this incredibly clear that there's nothing wrong with aging, right? There's nothing wrong with aging. There's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong with being expressive. I'm a very expressive person. I know, mama, I'm going to be wrinkly, and that's okay, because you know what? I've lived a grand old life. I am happy. I have a lot to feel. I don't want anyone feeling like they need to do this. And it's really sad to me that some people are like they need it so badly that they can't wait to do it safely. And I think that's a very sad thing that we're noticing, is some people have such intense insecurities and they're not facing it internally or waiting or doing their research in a sense of like, oh yeah, let's go to a professional. They're just raw dogging it. And that is very sad. Like, just wrinkles are not bad. You know what I mean? They're not. If you want to make that change, that's okay, but do it safely, right? I mean, wrinkles come from the sun, and you know how good the sun feels. Wrinkles come from being happy and laughing. And again, I love to giggle, smiling, right? Like, I have more indentions in my face now because I smile so much. Like, what a lovely thing. So don't feel like you need to do this or be influenced by people who don't know what they're doing. I am all for watching a vlog of somebody going into a med spa and getting their work done. That's great. I am not for watching people in their room, unsanitized, unregulated, just putting a damn needle in their face. There needs to be a line. And because this has become so much more of a rampant problem now, we are also witnessing other medical professionals speaking out on this matter, because now like this shit's getting out of hand.
This video could really go both ways, and I'm a little nervous, but I recently caught on the side of TikTok where people are buying Korean Botox for super cheap online and doing their own injections at home. Does this make me super uncomfortable? Yes. But I thought about it objectively, and honestly, you do you, boo. If you accidentally inject the wrong muscle, then you can't blame anyone but yourself, and at the end of the day, it'll last 3 to 4 months, maybe 5 months. My reason for coming on here is to beg you to draw the line at DIY Botox. I've also been seeing people start to dabble in fillers, and that's where things can really go wrong. So to name a few: permanent tissue death, stroke, blindness, organ damage. Even for us injectors, when we're being trained professionally to perform dermal fillers, we're told that vascular occlusions can happen to anyone, even the most experienced injectors. The biggest difference is how we're able to assess it and manage it, know if it's just swelling versus bruising versus vascular compromise, and how to act quickly, how to reverse that damage. Like in the clinics, we have things like ultrasound, we have dissolvers, we have emergency protocols in place. I promise you, it's just not something you want to risk. So please just know I'm coming from a place of concern and safety.
I'm not a professional. I think this is the glabella. Again, I am not a professional. You just go in very shallow. I probably stuck that needle in like halfway. Not too deep, but like halfway. It's a lot cheaper.
Let's talk about why this is a huge mistake. And no, before you say it, I'm not telling you this so you'll come to me for Botox. In fact, I don't even want to do your Botox. Innotox is a type of botulinum toxin made in South Korea. People are buying it online because it's cheap and they're injecting it themselves. But here's the problem. Innotox is not FDA approved in the US. That means it's not regulated at all. You have no idea if what you're getting is real or if it's been stored correctly or if it's contaminated. And it gets worse. If these black market toxins are mishandled or dosed wrong, you could develop botulism. Not the frozen face kind. I'm talking real, actual, life-threatening botulism. This is something we almost never see when Botox is used properly by trained professionals. So yeah, I get it. Do-it-yourself Botox might seem like a way to save money, but it could cost you your health or your life. You only get one face, treat it like it's worth something.
And that is another perfect example of why I'm so against the at-home injections and the at-home filler and Botox. Because yes, there are proper precautions that are put in place to help somebody if something bad goes wrong. Like I've seen people who are doing at-home lip filler or people who are trying to do lip injections, which is super illegal by the way, and then selling it as a service. And they don't have lip filler dissolver. They don't have anything to help you out or protect you or remove the filler that they fuck up on. Same thing with Botox. You cannot help yourself out in this situation, and other people who are selling it are also aren't able to really help you out in this situation. Like take for example that I saw not too long ago, there is the So Face creator that used to be known as So Mink, which we've actually talked about on the channel before, and she is now selling Botox. Now again, I do not see any credentials showing me that she should and is allowed to inject Botox, yet I see her doing that. If she was being messy with filler, that's that sounds like, in my opinion, that she's also being very messy when it comes to Botox as well. And just because it's cheaper and someone has scrubs on doesn't necessarily mean that they know what they're talking about. So right now we have a wide variety of problems with Botox at home, from people who are trying to sell it to you as a service and then generating this like side hustle mentality that they can do it for you and you save money and then they get paid well. Or again, like you're trying to do it yourself. Regardless, it is not a good idea. Like it is not a smart idea because you could your face up. And I'm sorry, but like, do you want to live with wrinkles and wait a couple more months, for example, to save up to go get Botox done? Or do you want to accidentally fuck up your face for a couple months, or if not permanently, and you can't do anything about that, and then trying to go and get actual procedures done to fix it? The risks do not actually outweigh the pros in this situation if it goes well for you. So moral of the story, please be careful, right? Like it's very good to check for things. It's very good to be cautious with what you're trying. It's very good to check with your doctor, medical professionals, and go to people who are trained. And I know there's a lot of fear mongering in the health and wellness world and in healthcare in general, and that's going to be a different topic for a different video, so stay tuned for that. But please trust science. Please trust professionals. They're not going into debt to pay for their education just for shits and gigs. They're trying to provide a good service that's safe, effective, and gives you the results that you love. And so if I ever consider Botox, one, I'm going to show y'all, but two, I'm going to a med spa. I'm going to someone who has proper certifications, a lovely frame of all their education on the wall, and I'm going to have a proper consultation so I know what's happening is the best case scenario for me and my face, which is something that you are not able to get at home. So please, if you see someone selling something like that, double check, okay? If you see someone doing DIY, don't get into that, okay? If you want to do anything DIY, maybe avoid something that involves a needle. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. That was, oh my God, that was a lot. Girl, that made my eye twitch, okay? Like that stressed me out. Don't be playing Russian roulette with your face. Not the vibe, okay? So love you guys. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Don't forget to check out the sponsor in today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Okay, don't stress me out, okay? Love you. Bye.